All right, Scorpio. Let's just go ahead and start with them because I think that's probably going to give you the most, or the best starting point for us. So, yes, they are after what you've got. Now, I don't see this person as being a bad person. I think they're a really great person. And I think they do have love in their heart, or a caring, or a desire to grow something, or a very entrepreneurial spirit, right? They have something going for them. But the mutable energy, right? Sagittarius, Pisces, gives them that whole lack of predictability. And remember in the general when I turned over the cards and it was like the Nine of Swords and the Knight of Swords reversed. So their heart is leading them in two different directions, okay? Their heart is guiding them away and then it's pulling them back, right? I often see fire and water, which is what we've got here, cups and wands, as being more passionately driven. So their heart itself is divided. And then there's a division between the heart and the mind with the Knight of Swords reversed that we saw on the bottom of the deck there. All Knights, which is a card of Gemini. This person is really all over the place, okay? They have 3 or 4 different directions, 3 or 4 different dialogues about the situation going in. And while they will show up, right? They will show up in a Knight of Wands fashion. You have to be careful with what they present to you. Like I said, you can't really take anything at face value this month because they can't even take themselves at face value. Because they themselves are operating in some kind of a weird delusion too. And they just genuinely don't really know what they want. Genuinely. And you've been good and patient, and you've been caring and loving the way a Scorpio can be, in a way that only a Scorpio can be with these kinds of people. And you've kind of mastered the art of patience. And you're beginning to master the art of detachment, which is very not Scorpio-like. You're beginning to master the beauty of living in the moment and just letting life kind of pass in front of you. This person is definitely going to just pass in front of you, you know? So yes, they'll call you. Yes, they'll text you. Yes, they'll email you. They'll show up at your house or whatever. Yes, they'll do those things. But they will have that tendency to revert back to their old behavior. Now, like I said in the beginning, if you're dealing with someone toxic, it really is important for you to stand your ground. I think on some level with the 10 of Wands coming out, you are over it, but the story's still not over at the same time. It's not like you're cutting anyone off. It's not like you're getting angry. I don't really see a lot of drama from Scorpio. They're kind of the ones probably being a lot more dramatic. And you, I think, have this interesting Queen of Cups view of the whole thing, which is you kind of see them as an adolescent, spiritual adolescence, kind of like a child. So you accept it and you understand it and you just don't get affected by it. You just don't get involved in it. Hanged Man. What did I say about things coming into a new perspective? That's what the Hanged Man is all about. Things coming into a new perspective and allowing for things to shift. Whatever the weird hiatus, the weird lack of contact, or the in and out contact, whatever the heck the weirdness is, I see you just riding it out without a lot of investment. See, you're not investing in anybody. I think they kind of want you to, or they may actually be thrown that you're not. For the first time in a long time, right? Six of Cups, this person or the situation is picking up on the vibe that Scorpio is not invested. And the tables have turned. The power has shifted. And I think they are left grasping because it makes them feel uncomfortable, because now this support system that has been there for such a long time, while it's still there, it's in a completely different way. Because now you're not playing the role of like, okay, I'm going to validate you. I'm going to make you feel good about yourself. I'm going to boost your ego so you can go out and do your whatever thing. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, if you want to interact with me, I'll still be there for you 100%, as an Empress would, as a Nine of Coins and Nine of Cups person would be there for other people 100%, but only if they show or prove even. You know, like maybe it's gotten so far in a certain direction that now they kind of have to prove it. And I have a feeling that they're going to actually try to do that, even if they're still like really confused about the whole thing. They are still going to try to be there. They're going to try to see you and all of that. See, you have this extremely sharp mind. See, Two of Cups suggests like connectivity. It suggests communication, which luckily with the Mercury retrograde, like luckily it's turning out well. There's a quality of true honesty here. Like no one's really playing games. People more or less asserting themselves. Brutal honesty, Ace of Swords. Bringing a sharp tongue to the table. And you may be feeling that sharpness having Mars opposing your sun, Mars opposing your moon, Mars opposing your ascendant, right? Depending on what planets you've got in there. You know, so Mars, your ruling planet, opposing your major planets. So, okay, yeah, Scorpio's got their stinger out a little bit. They're not out to try to use it. You're not out to try to use it. Like I said, it's a very feminine vibe. You're not trying to attack anyone or anything. So it's just a matter of how they play it. It's just a matter of how they approach the whole thing. But you're open to negotiation, compromise. You're open to creative solutions. You know, and Ten of Wands suggests simply that, you know, the whole... Like I said, you're just over it. Four of Cups, or excuse me, Four of Coins reversed. You're really just letting go, because it's just gotten to be. Whenever anything reaches a 10 level, like the number 10, it's just too much, right? You've kind of. You've gone past the point of critical mass. You've gone past that point of no return. And so that's where you are. You're past the point of no return. And now it's time to like, just move on. And it really, I think it is kind of up to them how it moves on. You know, like I said, they don't have a lot to offer you. It's funny what they're trying to give you. There's a weird comical vibe coming out for everyone this month too. Like the things that people are trying to do, the antics that people are trying to pull because they're losing their grasp and they know it. And so they try to make some kind of offer. Maybe it's financial. Maybe it's like, okay, yeah, I will put a ring on your finger. Okay, yes, I will sign that contract, right? But it's just like, look at what you've got. You've already got 9. Like you don't need their little minuscule 1 that they're giving you. I think you appreciate what they're putting on the table and you'll kind of maybe consider it. But you've also really broken free. So these are the two kind of aspects of Scorpio. Here you have the destruction part. And here you have the rise of the phoenix. This is a Plutonian energy. It is associated with Pluto. So what happens when the tower comes crumbling down? Well, you find freedom. And I think in this situation with this person, you feel this weight just completely lifting. And when Scorpio feels really good, like when they're not under this veil of intensity, they're like the coolest people ever, which only just makes you that much more attractive, right? Like you're more free, you're more fun, you're more funny, you're more loving, you just have more to give, you're more generous, all these beautiful things. And that's kind of what's happening. It's all about how cool you play it, how chill you are. The more chill you are, the more movement that's really going to happen. 8 of Wands. Tower happens, booms, comes crumbling, and then whew, swift changes. There may be traveling for some of you. I'm getting a few little long distance vibes. You may be dealing with someone who is going to be traveling to you as well. Like they will bridge the gap. You're not crossing any bridges. You're not bridging the gap. They're going to be doing the bridging of the gap. Let's come up here. 6 of Cups. There's the fire sign. It can be a part of you as well. Although I'm really leaning toward the femininity. But there's a big picture nature coming through. Self-expression. Talking. Again, communicating is big. Luckily, I'm not seeing any problems with it. In spite of the Mercury retrograde. I just think people are they're just open to whatever. So whatever anyone says, it's probably not going to really create that much of a problem because no one's being very rigid. If they are being rigid, they'll have it handed to them with the Justice card. But see, this is kind of the snapback of the rubber band. What happens when you're going here, right? Trying, and they were probably trying to like move away, and then all of a sudden you start pulling away, finding your Empress vibe, being comfortable, being relaxed, and then boom, of course they're going to snap back. That's justice. That's the cause and effect laws of the universe. It's just what happens. Again, I know you're not doing it purposefully. It's just kind of the way life's unfolding for you. And yes, it's been a long-standing thing. I know it. Okay, which we've already been talking about. So that was just a reinforcement of that. When you find this feeling of relief, as we see with the Fool as well, you're going to have this just wanting to have fun. If you can approach this whole thing of like, let's just have fun, come to me, come to my house, come to my office, come here, let's just talk, let's just have a good time. Some of you in a romantic context, maybe there were 3 people involved. I got to throw that out there just for those of you who are there, like the 3 people thing, weirdly becoming okay with it, weirdly becoming okay with the lightness. It's like it's all becoming more funny. The way that you were versus the way you are now. Like some of you are looking back at yourself and you're like face palming and being like, oh my God, did I really do that? Like, why was I so crazy? Or why was I so obsessed? And why was I so connected? And why did I care so much? There could be an interesting transition for some of you into the realm of just like having fun. The realm of seriousness, dissipating, dissolving, and everything just getting so much lighter. What did I say in the beginning of the reading when I pulled this out? I said that there will be Scorpios out there who start to lose the grip on the obsession, and they're going to freak out because that obsession has become so familiar and so comfortable that they grasp to keep the obsession. Because without that, they don't know who they are. Like without that love for that person they couldn't have, or without that wanting of whatever the thing is, they literally don't know who they are. If you find yourself in that boat, let it go. Like, be so, like, how can you be the sign of change and transformation and be experiencing a tower moment and a fool moment? How can you have this and try to keep it the way it always was? They're not simpatico. They're not going to sync up. It's not going to work. This is going to fail miserably. You might as well lean in, relax, go with the change, and just vibe with it. Mars in Taurus, house opposite of you. That's a very sexual placement. Okay, Libra and Scorpio having a lot of like sexual vibes. Ace of Wands. Okay. Now, for some of you, if this is a romantic thing, there could be a passionate thing that does happen. And maybe that's kind of like an in and out kind of thing. If you can do it and have a good time and not get so like caught up in where is this going? What does this mean? Then go for it. Enjoy the feelings of libido. Okay, enjoy the feelings of sexual attraction. Enjoy the feelings of heat, and pleasure. Like, enjoy it. But if you can't, and you know that you're going to be the one, like, where is this going? What does it mean? Then just don't engage. The power is really going to be you, because they're going to be up for it. I think probably they're going to be like, yeah, let's go. Like, yeah, let's do it. I want to see you. I want to do this. I want to do that. If you don't want to, if you can't handle that, don't do it. Like I said, the shift is happening. It's all about being more light. Can you have a casual sexual encounter, Scorpio? Can you do that really? And not have it be psychologically impactful? It doesn't have to be. Some of you aren't ready for that. I'm not saying definitely do it. I mean, check in with yourself. Be like, am I ready? Because if the opportunity presents itself, some of you are really going to want to do it, but you know that there's going to be consequences in your heart, in your mind. Like, you just know that it's going to be problematic. Maybe some of you will have guilt or shame or something because of it. Don't do it. But if you can do it and be free, then yes, do it. Okay, please, like, have fun. Your intuition is always fierce. Being a water sign just is the way it is. Your ability to see into other people's psyche, to understand other people's intentions, which is why I think that not a lot has really changed with this person, which is why I think that they are all over the place and that they are grasping here. You don't have to play the games. Like I was saying, like I don't see you playing the games. However, the tendency to do that, yes, you do have your mind sharpened. The venom is ready. It's prepared in case you need to do it when they come back. And it's possible that some of you may engage in that. Or it's possible that when this person comes in, you may actually take it out on other people. To be careful that you're not channeling frustrated energy to people that don't deserve it. Because that's not fair, and it's not fair to you. It's not fair to them. I do see a little bit of annoyance, but not too bad. And the Saturnian quality of the world, it's all turning over. It makes perfect sense as we close out the year. Slowly but surely, this is a ... to be continued. Like I said, it's not a time when you're going to have full resolution. Okay? Amazing things are coming through for you. 3 of Wands. I think there's interesting all the 3s coming out. Some of you, there may be some social activity that happens. Venus in Aquarius makes sense that you may be connecting with friends. Moon is in Aquarius today and tomorrow. So, you may be feeling that wanting to get out, wanting to socialize, wanting to like get other people's opinions or whatever. And simply more, it's more to even just like get your mind off of the stuff, even to get your mind off of your own fantasy. Because I know maybe there's still hope, right? Page of Wands, there's still hope. There's still some optimism there. I just want to say that if this person here is like being backed by the kings, this is probably the most frustrating thing. When I say being backed by, it's like these were the first cards that came out, right? So the forefront, what they're projecting into the world, the way they're behaving is of knight quality. But the reality of the situation that they're actually a king. And that's infuriating for an empress. Because, why? Maybe this is part of the Five of Wands too. Maybe there's even a discussion that comes out. Like, why are you behaving like a knight? Like an adolescent, competitive person, you're behaving in this egotistical way when I know, and the world knows, like you're not fooling anybody, what you are. You're running away from the responsibilities of being a king because you think that a king has to be a certain way, right? They're projecting their own ideas on what it means to be a king, and therefore they're avoiding it rather than living into their own potential. Maybe that's the cause of the Five of Wands there, because they're doing this whole like flaky thing. And also what they bring to the table is restricted. Again, what did I say with the Page of Cups coming out, or Page of Coins, excuse me? It's a consolation prize. We all know that Scorpio needs it to be a lot deeper. The Scorpio can't really handle a lack of authenticity. You know that someone's not being truly authentic with you, and that bugs you really bad. And you see them as a King of Swords, you see them as a King of Wands. They don't see themselves that way, and they're not letting you in, and that's not authentic. And so maybe that's like really problematic, and maybe that's even why the feeling of oppression, because maybe that's how it's been for a really long time. And you're just kind of waiting. Very important for Scorpio to know that if you push, poke, or prod, they will not let you in. If you feel that this is a month, potentially, where you could be let in, don't try to get in. They will let you in the more relaxed you are, and the more mature you are, because you then create space where it makes them feel safe to be their own maturity. King of Swords, King of Wands. Okay? Create the space, create the environment, create the culture of maturity in the connection, and they won't have a choice but to live up to it. If they're trying to get into you, they're trying to talk to you, they're trying to do their whole thing with you, they got to play by your rules. They're trying to come to your house, they got to abide by the rules of your house. No resolution this month. That's why, like, it's not, this is a to be continued. So it's still like unfolding. And a lot of it is going to depend on the Tower moment and the Five of Wands and how vulnerable they actually can be. Some of you are really going to hit major obstacles, like obstacles that you thought you would be able to make it past. The more chill you are, the more likely the story will continue, and you'll have an opportunity again later on to pull the king out from them, you know, like because you're sort of a natural psychologist, right? Because Scorpio is the essence of psychology. People do feel comfortable opening up to you in a way that they don't feel comfortable opening up to most other people. But you're still a little bit of a threat here, I think, because you, like I said, the tables have turned. Like, you're the Empress now. You know, and they know they have to live up to Empress standards. And there's the question of, are they really ready? So, you know, I know there's a question of meditation. There's a question of like really finding this inner peace, restoring peace, especially within yourself. They're going to need to restore peace and kind of, you know, cohesiveness within their heart and within their mind, which will take time. This is not the month for that. So I wouldn't like sit around and wait for it. You don't have to wait for them to do anything. You can still continue to live your life. You can still continue to grow and progress and date other people. Like, you can still do all of that stuff. It's about your standards, your covenant. This person clearly is a teacher more than anything. Clearly, this person has brought out so much in you. That's really what's relevant here. What they bring out in you. The way they forced you to become the Empress. The way they forced you to be sitting consistently as much as possible in the Nine of Coins, Nine of Cups. The way they forced you into your seat of authentic power. It is okay for you to expect a positive outcome with all of this. Maybe not the outcome you officially want, but still a positive outcome nonetheless. And even a quote-unquote reward for your efforts here. You are stable, you are mature, you are well put together, you have a lot of... you just have a lot of things going for you at this time. So whatever they do is just whatever they do. It has no reflection back on you. I think many of you have already learned everything you've needed to learn from this whole thing, which is why it's kind of like, okay, whatever. Like, there's just a level of indifference. So I don't know. I don't even feel like there's a resolution to this reading because it's just a ... Wait for Pisces season to complete. Relax as much as possible. Come Aries season, when Uranus is like well on its way in Taurus, Mars reaching the end of Taurus. Come Aries season, the story will probably continue to unfold. I don't think that it'll be taking a break. Like, I think it's still a continuation here, but maybe this person will kind of have their stuff a little bit more together. Right now, they're just confused. This may even continue until after Mars gets into Cancer, because the Mars in Gemini is going to have people still all over the place, you know, still very like, what the heck are people doing? You know, the Gemini energy is like left, right, up, down, forward, backward, like da, 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 da. So this person is probably going to be, because it's a mutable sign, right? A mutable energy. So the Mars in a mutable Gemini is probably going to keep that weirdness going. So give it maybe like 4 or 5 months, really, actually, for things to really start changing and for this person to really start becoming the king. Don't put a time frame on it. I'm just giving you that as just kind of a heads up. FYI, Mars in Cancer will be a lot more calming and it will be a lot more nurturing, and this person won't be so caught up in their whole like lifestyle or whatever. Okay? Alrighty, you guys, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much. That was a big one. I wish you nothing but the best. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.